There's that man again.
So, the definition of opulence is characterized by great wealth or exhibiting extravagance and abundance. Well, you could spend extravagantly and smell great, but you can also spend less extravagantly and still smell of opulence. Stay tuned, I'll tell you how you do that. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Teddy Files. I'm your resident sommelier, Mr. Dier's Teddy. And tonight we are talking about fragrances that smell opulent without having to spend an extravagant amount of money. And the first fragrance that I'm talking about tonight directly epitomizes that, and that would be from Jesus del Pozo, Gold and Amber Nights. So this one here, I'm pretty sure if you smell one clone, you smelled another one, and then you smelled another one. The market has been inundated with clones of fragrances that smell like Creed Aventus. Well, we got another one. And this one here, though, this one almost gives you more of, I would say, a mix of Creed Aventus with a little bit of Sauvage EDP. Now, let's get it on a strip here and get a nice little test. Yeah, it's very smooth at the top. Has a little bit of that smokiness, but it's more of the Sauvage smoky than the Aventus. But it's definitely, it's without a doubt, they were going for the Aventus DNA when they created this one. But this one is very smooth. It has a bit of that inkiness as well. I mean, a lot of your notes are pretty similar in this one. I mean, for this fragrance here, you have let's see, you got your bergamot, you got black currant and pink pepper at the top notes, and you have at the heart, you have apple, lily of the valley, and patchouli. And then your base, you have amber, cedarwood, and musk. And what you do know that you're missing, there is no pineapple. The pineapple note is not in there, but you do still achieve that smell of Aventus. This is a really great fragrance. This is one that has flown under the radar. Nobody talks about it. So I decided that I'm going to talk about it today because when I want the smell of Aventus, but I don't want to spray that Aventus fragrance, I do have a couple of fragrances that are Aventus adjacent. And this one right here is definitely one that will scratch that itch for you. Like I said, it's more of a mixture between Aventus and Sauvage EDP. This is a really great fragrance. It just really has some of that peppery smokiness to it. I'm pretty sure that peppery nature is coming from the pink pepper in it. This is a really gorgeous fragrance. So if you have the opportunity to get your hands on from Jesus del Pozo, Gold and Amber Nights. So the next fragrance that I have to offer is a niche fragrance that does not fetch a niche price, and that would be Atkinsons Mint Tonic. As we start to get into the weather that is a little bit warmer, once the climate starts to get a little bit warmer, it gets hotter outside, this fragrance right here will shine off of your skin. And you want to talk about an opulent, breezy, just almost regal smelling fragrance. The mintiness at the top of this fragrance is not sharp at all. It is the smoothest mint that I have ever smelled in a fragrance. Now, mind you, I have not smelled all fragrances, but for the ones that I've smelled, this might be the smoothest mint that I have smelled in this fragrance. And it almost has a boozy nature to it. It's slightly boozy, but without any kind of booze in it. It's more so a minty, lime, lemon rind, grapefruit fragrances. I mean, you have at the top, you have your lime, your mint, your grapefruit. You have that spice of some ginger, mandarin orange, and geranium in the middle. But at the back, you have that vetiver, that grassy vetiver with that cedar wood and that musk. This fragrance here Once you get it on skin, it's very light out of the atomizer. But once it touches your skin, undeniable opulence when you get this fragrance on your skin, on your clothes. It's not a long-lasting fragrance, but it is here for a good time, not a long time. And when I tell you, when you wear this, it's going to bring a different kind of air about you. And that fragrance, to me, this is what a fragrance should do. Adds that little bit of a boost. Now, this fragrance right here is definitely one that will give you a different air about you, and that would be Mint Tonic by Atkinsons. So the next fragrance that I got coming up was the inspiration for this video. And if you've watched any of my videos, then you've seen me feature this fragrance quite a few times because I absolutely love the fragrance. And to me, it is one of those cheapy gems that fits the opulent smell that you're looking for. And that would be Monsieur le Prince Elegance. And this fragrance directly fits the name that it was given. This is an elegant, opulent fragrance. Nice sprayer. But oh man. Look, if you haven't given this fragrance right here a chance, I'm not sure what you're waiting on. Maybe it's because it's a cheap price point. It's about $20, $30 or so. But when I tell you, you are missing out on a scent experience. There is something very smooth, very rich, very just, it's different, man. There's something different about this one. Like, you know, like I said, it may be a clone of something, maybe trying to smell like something. I don't know. But whatever it's trying to smell like, I haven't smelled it, but I have smelled this. This one right here. It's an absolutely gorgeous fragrance, and for the price point, you can't beat it. It's about a 4 or 5 hour fragrance. Some of your top notes, you got that mint and that bergamot at the top that gives it that cool, zesty smell, and then you got that violet leaf and the geranium in the middle that kind of gives it this duality. But there's something about that mixture of the sandalwood and vetiver and the patchouli at the back that gives it that creamy, smooth, woodsy tone. Look, maybe this is something that won't be up your alley. Maybe it will be, but I look at it like this. It's about a $20, $30 fragrance. If you don't like it, you can always gift it to somebody and they may like it. But what I'm telling you is this: if beautiful summertime smooth fragrances are up your alley, this is one that you definitely might want to get your hands on, and that would be Monsieur le Prince Elegance. So if we want to talk about opulence, when somebody tells you, all I got to do is release 3 fragrances, and then with them 3 fragrances, I'll give you a 3-note breakdown, and it's going to be some of the most popular fragrances out there, you probably think they're crazy, but they ain't crazy. They would be Mr. Robert Graham, and his fragrance would be Courage. Now, 3-note breakdown, and those are the only 3 notes that you need. Now, I've had this for a while, so it started to macerate. It even got a little bit ambery as far as the color behind the glass, but it's the scent, always the scent. Let's spray it. Nice atomizer. Once again, the scent. I mean, 3-note breakdown, man. That's it. 3-note breakdown for this fragrance. All you got is bergamot, guaiac wood, and vodka. And you want to talk about radiant and just somewhat mouthwatering from the bergamot, but that woodsy, beautiful guaiac wood and that vodka. Now, look, I ain't sniffed and smelled a lot of vodka, but I have smelled some, and this right here, mixing with the bergamot, it gives you this beautiful, fresh, almost like down by the docks type of feel to it. This is an amazing fragrance, and it exudes opulence. When I tell you that this one right here will make you smell like you got a little bit of money without spending a whole lot of money, because the last time I checked, this thing was about $80. So it's not over the top expensive. The longevity on this one is actually pretty good. I've gotten 8 hours out of it, and that's pretty hard to beat from a fresh fragrance that only has 3 notes, but Robert Graham knows what he's doing. So You want a great scent experience that's full of opulence? Go out and get you courage. So the next fragrances that I have coming up, they may be a little bit more expensive than the ones I featured earlier, but they're still not over the top crazy, because the first one that I want to feature is one that I recently got in the collection, and in all honesty, I have been enjoying sniffing on it, and I am so ready to start wearing this in the hot weather, and that would be Eau de Cyan Vertus. This fragrance, once again, much like some of the other ones that I've talked about, this is like nothing I've ever smelled. Like I said, what I've ever smelled. I'm not talking about what everybody else smelled. I don't know what you smelled. I know what I haven't, and this is something completely different. I mean, first of all, the atomizer. Let's check it out. You see that? But my God. You want to talk about an ocean breeze. This will make you feel like you are sailing on a boat with your eyes closed, laying down maybe in a hammock or in the back of the boat, wherever it is that you lay, just smelling that beautiful ocean air with the sun kissing your skin. This is an amazing fragrance. Absolutely amazing. It's one that, once again, I've never smelled anything else like it. That's just for me. And it definitely fetches an opulent type of feel to it. Your notes, some of your notes in this one, your top notes are C notes, cypress, sage, and galbanum. Your middle notes are seaweed, gardenia, and jasmine. And your base notes are oak moss, musk, patchouli, and amber. Now, what I get a lot with this is the cypress seaweed combination with that oak moss. It really just gives you this smoky, just almost wet green feel to it. But you get the beauty from those C notes. Like I said, there's a bit of smokiness to it. This is absolutely fire. This is a fire fragrance. Like I said, I am going to wear this when it gets hot outside, when that sun is up high in the sky. Well, I'm gonna be putting this one on now. What I will say is this: I have done test sprays. Man, you better watch your sprays with this one, because this is strong. This is strong. I've done test sprays, and when I tell you, it can fill a room. So maybe 3 or 4 sprays at the most. I think I got this for about $79. I think I got it from Max Aroma for about $79. This is an absolutely amazing fragrance, and is definitely one that I'm happy to have in my collection. And you want to talk about smelling opulent? Eau de Cyan Vertus would do just that. So the next fragrance that I got coming up, I ranted and raved over it last summer. I'm going to rant and rave over it this summer, because for me, this fragrance is like that. And that would be Venetian Blue by Merchant of Venice. So last summer, I described this fragrance as a Ventus if they created a blue fragrance. And that hasn't changed. That has not changed. I'm just taking it in, man. Beautiful citruses at the top, just airy, aromatic. This is opulence at its finest, in my opinion, especially in a blue fragrance. I mean, look, you know what? Let me just get to these notes. Some of your fragrance notes in this one, like, I could just sit here and sniff on this all day. So let me tell you guys about the notes. You got your top notes. You got lemon. You got apple and bergamot. Middle notes, you have birch, black pepper, and patchouli. And your base notes, you have moss, ambergris, and musk. When you start to get to those mid notes where you get that spice from that pepper and this musk from the dry down, insanely sexy fragrance. This is one that, in my opinion, it just says, damn it, I know what I'm doing, and I know who I am, and this is who I am. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep sniffing on it. I know I should stop, but hey, man, look, if you want this same effect, you may not get the same effect that I do, but for me, for this fragrance, I'm a fanboy, and that would be Merchant of Venice Venetian Blue. I'm gonna stop sniffing on it now. So as soon as I got this fragrance in, it skyrocketed to the top of one of my top 5 niche fragrances that I have in my collection. And that still hasn't changed. And that would be Parfums de Marly, Sedley. One of my absolute favorite fragrances, man. Sedley, to me, if you look up the definition of opulence and just refinement in the dictionary and you look under fragrance, this is probably going to be right at the top of that damn list. I mean, the beautiful mint, that mint at the top of this fragrance is what sets it off. And it sets it off from any other fragrance. I know there are a couple of clones out there. I know one specifically, but nothing can capture the true magic of just having this, smelling this, experiencing this. This is, to me, one of the more masculine, elegant fragrances that I've ever smelled. Some of your fragrance notes in this fragrance are lemon, mint, bergamot, grapefruit, and mandarin orange at the top. You got your rosemary, your lavender, your geranium, and your albinum in the middle. And at the base, you have your ambroxan, your sandalwood, your cedar, your cashmeran, vetiver, and patchouli. Every last one of those notes turn this into something mesmerizing and magical. This fragrance, to me, honestly, is the epitome of opulence as far as fresh fragrances go in the summertime. Perfect for summer days, perfect for date night. This fragrance, to me, especially in the spring, summer, jack of all trades. Now, me personally, I'm probably not going to be, wear a sweatsuit and t-shirt with this one. This is more of a button-up type one. So, like I said, we're talking about opulence here. So if we're talking about opulence, then you might want to have the look of opulence when you're wearing something that smells opulent. And if you're talking about opulent smells, then you must be talking about Parfums de Marly, Sedley. So with my last fragrance, when you see the name, opulence kind of comes with the territory. Although this one isn't talked about as much as the more famous ones in the house, this, in my opinion, is a tone setter fragrance, and that would be from Creed, Erolfa. This fragrance, when you spray it, when it hits the air, when you're engulfed in this fragrance. Now, it's not one of those reach out and grab somebody by the throat fragrances. It's one of those fragrances that when you walk by somebody, it will snap their neck. I'm telling you, they're going to turn, they're going to look, they're going to wonder what the hell that is you're wearing. This fragrance here, like I said, it's a tone setter, man. It sets the tone for how you're going to move about the rest of your day. Some of your fragrance notes in this one, you got your lime, your bergamot, your melon, your green notes, lemon, violet, and caraway at the top. In the middle, you have herbal notes, pine tree, ginger, jasmine, pepper, cyclamen, and nutmeg. And in the base, you have your ambergris, your musk, your sandalwood, oak moss, and cedar. When I tell you this fragrance right here, it smells like lime, bergamot, fresh water, fresh seawater, musk, creamy sandalwood, spicy ginger. This sets the tone for when you want to smell opulent. This is one of those, once again, a button up, maybe a linen suit, whatever it is that you decide that you want to wear to look and feel your best. This is a look and feel your best type of fragrance, man. Honestly, it's one that I quite enjoy sniffing on all the time. I loved wearing it. And last summer, when this summer comes in, oh yeah, we're going to get some sprays out of this. There's going to be a dent in this bottle. I absolutely enjoy this fragrance. I love it. And in all honesty, it screams opulence. So if you want to have that opulent smell just to set the tone for your day, you cannot go wrong with Creed Erolfa. Well, everybody, that is my time. Do me a favor, get in the comment section and let me know what fragrances that you have in your collection that give you that feel of opulence, that gives you that extra boost of confidence whenever you wear it. Please do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe to the channel because it helps the channel to grow. And please hit that bell icon so you can get notified every time I upload a video, because my name is Mr. Diarras Teddy, your fragrance sommelier. And over here, we do not do stink. So please don't be a stink ass. Have a good one.